One of the major trends right across the sector is the investment in systems that will support businesses going forward. One of the things that I've noticed very strongly with the advent of the NDIS a number of years ago is a more commercial-oriented frame of mind that the industry has taken on board. That means that our back of office operations need to be very efficient, need to be able to provide the relevant analysis that any business our size needs to make good business decisions. There was a growing realisation within the business that whilst our payroll system was a very solid unit, the HRIS modules off that payroll system weren't and couldn't deliver what we needed going into the future. What really blew me away that breakfast was that presentation from Workday, and it really struck me that this was a system that the architecture appeared to be pretty revolutionary, but what really caught my eye was its mobile capability. It was very clear early on in the program that Accenture and Workday obviously work well together, and that gave us here at CPA a lot of comfort.
We actually started our journey to Workday probably a couple of years ago in terms of developing our overall technology strategy with really keeping in mind our digital transformation across all of Cerebral Palsy Alliance. And Workday was the first major program of work under that. And really it was all about trying to meet the needs of enabling and connecting our people and providing the type of digital mobile-enabled capability that was sorely lacking for our HR systems previously. As part of our IT agenda, which is to move to software as a service and cloud-based systems. And I feel that, Workday has met that remit very well and helped us really keep ahead of the trends in the industry with a software that develops and keeps in line with where the industry and HR processes are going. The change management post-go live and the adoption has been actually quite a big task we've taken on. We probably underestimated it going in to that, but we are now really focusing on particularly those managers that have to actually use Workday as part of their core people management functions. And we're really focusing on helping them understand the benefit of using the system. It's a huge, huge change for them because previously we actually had paper, and as we know, with paper, you can sort of fill it all in properly or you can fill it in not properly. It doesn't have the checks and balances, but with a good system like Workday, it does ensure that data integrity. And so we have had to change culture around that in terms of some of our people, just to make sure they understand the importance of actually completing things in Workday appropriately. What we are doing is starting to change the culture of looking at employees as the whole person. And so we've just put in this foundation, but we're actually planning to look at learning management, talent management, succession planning, performance management, as all these modules that we're actually going to then flesh out using Workday around a sort of people-centred approach.